Hello, 4-3. Today we're going to introduce topic 14, measurement, units, and conversions. In this topic tonight, we're going to be doing two lessons, 14.1 and 14.2. But let's focus on 14.1, using customary units of length. And the question that we're going to focus on for 14.1 is, how do you estimate and measure length? The United States uses customary units of measure. So about how long is Greg's toy car? This paperclip is about 1 inch long. So if we drew a little bit more of 2 more paper clips, this car would probably run about 3 inches. If we put an actual ruler to it, we would see that it is close to being 3 inches. So it's about 3 inches long. I just want to show you that every time that we measure an object, measure anything, we always want to start at 0 inches. We want to line up the front to where it says 0 inches, and then where it ends is where we take the exact measure. A notebook is about 1 foot long, and 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. This is a conversion that you're going to have to remember. We have to memorize that. So this notebook, if we measured it starting from 0, it would end at 12 inches, and 12 inches equals 1 foot. I just wanted to show you, FT is an abbreviation for foot. About a baseball bat is about 1 yard long. And 1 yard is equal to 36 inches. And 1 yard is also equal to 3 feet. We also have a 1 mile. 1 mile is about 4 times around this track. 4 times around this track. And 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. And 1 mile is also equal to 1,760 yards. I just want to show you, MI is an abbreviation for miles. YD is an abbreviation for yards. All right, well, here's a picture of a highway. Ooh, look. I see my little white Porsche on the highway. Let's check that out. Isn't that fun? Okay, well, the highway, is it measured in inches, feet, yards, or miles? A highway is always measured in miles. And what about this iPad? How would this iPad be measured in? What would we measure this one in? Inches, feet, yards, or miles? We would be able to take a ruler to this, and this one would be measured, this iPad would be measured in inches. How about this one, a football field? How would we measure a football field? A football field is measured in yards. What about a bedroom? How would we measure our bedrooms? We would measure our bedrooms in feet. Well, here's a very tiny pencil. Actually, a pencil that I don't allow you guys to use because it's not good for writing because it's too short. But let's look at this pencil, for example. This pencil, if we're going to measure this in inches, this is the inches side, we are going to place the front of this always at 0. This is at 0. Where it ends is a little bit before the 3. This is about 3 inches long. About. It's an estimate. It's not an exact. Look at this worm. Doesn't that look nice? What about him? We're going to measure this worm. We're going to start, we're on the inches side of the ruler. We're going to put his little nose, and we're going to start this at 0. Where does his tail end? His tail ends about 10 inches. So this worm is about 10 inches long. All right, 4-3, let's see how much you've learned. This mountain here, would we measure this in inches, feet, yards, or miles? What about this pen? How would we measure this? Inches, feet, yards, or miles? What about the fabric? How would we measure the fabric? The fabric is measured in inches, feet, miles, or yards. What about Linwood, the actual school building? How would we measure this one? Inches, feet, yards, or miles? All right, you survived 14.1. Now let's see if you can survive 14.2. 14.2 is on customary units of capacity. And what we're going to focus on 14.2, the main question is, how do you measure capacity in customary units? Capacity is how much something can hold. Capacity is how much a container can hold. I'm sure you've seen these items in your own home. Capacity can be in cups, pints, quart, or gallons. I'm sure in your fridge right now you might actually see a gallon of milk. Here's a picture that I kind of want you to memorize and remember when we're actually doing measurement with capacity, with gallons and cups and quarts and pints. I want you to think of the big G as 1 gallon, and the 4 Qs are 4 quarts, and 4 quarts are in 1 gallon. But within each Q, there are 2 pints. And then little tiny cups are inside each P. There are 2 cups in each pint. If you remember this picture, this will help you be able to understand how capacity works and how much one equals the other. When we do measurement conversions, you'll be able to remember how to change how many quarts are in a gallon or how many pints are in a gallon. Remember this picture, it will help you. Let's look at this tub. How much would we have to fill this tub in order to take a nice, soothing, long, relaxing bath? Would it take 3 gallons to fill up or 30 gallons to fill up? Now remember, that gallon of milk that might be in your refrigerator now, would we have to have 3 of those to fill that up? Would that actually work? Or would we have to have 30 gallons in order to fill this up completely up with water? We would need 30 gallons of water to fill this tub up. What about some coffee in the morning? How would this be measured in? This would be measured in cups. This is most likely 1 cup. This carton of milk is something that you might actually see in school. Sometimes they sell them in a juice carton. And this size of a juice carton or a milk carton would be measured in pints. This is about pint. The next size up from that, a milk, and this milk carton, so a little bit bigger, would be measured in a quart. 1 quart of milk. What about when we have to fill up our gas tanks? When your mom and dad have to fill up their gas tank, what are they putting in? I know we're putting in gas, but are we putting in a quart of gas, a pint of gas, or a cup of gas? We're most likely putting in gallon. We're measuring the capacity of a gas tank in gallons. All right, 4-3, let's see how much you remember. What about a soup bowl? What are we going to measure a soup bowl in? What kind of capacity measurement will we do there? Cup, pint, quart, or a gallon? What about this fish tank? Are we measuring it in cups, pints, quarts, or gallons? What about this beautiful pond in someone's backyard? Would it be measured in cups, pints, quarts, or gallons? What about this? Is this measured in cups, pints, quarts, or gallons? What about a dog's drinking bowl? Are we going to measure that in cups, pints, quarts, or gallons? Be careful this one because you might be able to have two answers. Depends on how thirsty your pet gets. What about this bucket? Are we measuring this in cups, pints, quarts, or gallons? Awesome job, 4-3. You definitely rocked this one out. See you tomorrow.